Okay, what we're going to do right now is make a new web form. First thing you want to do is click Add Content, scroll down to Web Form, then we'll come to the initial screen. We're going to have a title. What I usually do is keep what I do ahead of time is I make a document that holds all the information so I can just cut and paste without having to, that way I can think ahead and not have to think while I'm doing it. There we go. Paste this stuff in. I'm going to switch this to full HTML since I wrote it all in HTML. And one of the things we want to look at now after you put in that info is you want to scroll down. There's, if you want to add it as a menu, you would click this. But what we're going to look at, also if we're going to add a new revision, which we aren't because this is the initial one, but this is exactly where you would do it. We're going to come back to this later, the URL alias. We're going to let it generate one automatically for us. It'll generate it based on the name that we've given it up here. We're going to come to the comment settings. We want to close that because since it's a web form, you really don't want to add let people add comments. We don't need to worry about authoring information. Publishing options. You want to deselect promote to front page. And that's it for the initial screen. This will set up the web form. It saves it. So now it's saved. We can view it even though we don't have any components in the web form added yet. We can go ahead and click view, and that's this information is from the base page, the basic page, which we will link to. So now we go back to web form, and now we can add components. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this first text field over, and this will be the first name. We'll just go down as if we're creating a basic form which for gathering user information. So first name, last name, address, city, state, and zip are kind of standard. So we're going to add those. We'll click on display. You can set the size here. It doesn't always work on all browsers, but it's a good idea to go ahead and set the default. I'll leave the label set to above. The other option is inline or none. We're going to leave a label and we're going to leave it above. If you leave it above, everything lines up to the left by default. And let's see, we're going to leave validation off for now. When you're building the form, it's better to leave it off and add it later. That way it's easy to test. Okay, so that's the first form, or the first component on the form. If you click in this area, it shrinks it back up. If you click it again, it opens it back up. It's just the same over here. If you click close, it's just like clicking in this area right here. And if you click edit the little pencil, it's just like you clicked in here also. So it's easier to just click in here than to deal with these two little things. Okay, so we'll just drag another one over, another component over, and this one, once we click on it, we'll call it last name, and we'll set the display once again to 60. I'm going to go ahead and save. Now let's view it just for grins and giggles. So you can see it's adding components to our form. Okay, I'm going to continue to add the address, the city, the state, and the zip in the same exact way.